Hey guys, welcome back to another Mythic Legions review. Today we have the Ogre Argemedes up for review. Argemedes is one of the larger figures in the Mythic Legions toy line and was released in the Wasteland series. On the side of the package we have some amazing art of the orcs and goblins. And on the other side we have the humans, ogres, and dwarves. On this side we also have a short paragraph on the lore of Argemedes himself. Like all other Mythic Legions, even the giant ogre figures come in easy to remove collector-friendly packaging. The Cyclops Argemedes is one of Mythic Legion's larger ogre-scale figures. They're smaller than the trolls, but larger than the average human. Ogres are some of the mightiest warriors in Mythos. Argemedes serves as a chief overseer of the Forges of Erethyr, forging deadly weapons. But he's not one to stay away from battle. Argemedes hones his craft using his own weapons in battle to learn how to better improve them. The Cyclops' single large eye has the ability to see greater distances, ideal for operating heavy siege weapons, and are often deployed among the legions. Let's check out some detail. Argemedes' large red eye stands out from his dark skin. We can see massive wrinkles sculpted in the skin around the eyes, along with two large tusks on his frowned expression. He wears a metal helmet with a small bronze Cyclops skull in the front. On the side we can see more of the helmet's weathered effect. The helmet is adorned with three large bone spikes, and with bronze rivets holding the plates together. Removing the helmet shows the bald head of the ogre. The chest is sculpted with muscles all around the body, with a much lighter skin color. We also notice the large brown leather straps and the black plates of spiked armor wrapped around the body. The black center chest plate is decorated with a bronze center and silver rivets. On the back we can see the leather chest armor wrap around the shoulders. They strap in together with two black buckles at the bottom of the back. The shoulders have a rough skin texture that you'll only notice close up, while the larger bulkier muscles are more pronounced here. The arms have a large wrist strap with plates of black armor and black fur strapped together with brown leather belts. Two large bone spikes stick out. Here we can also notice the lighter colored fingernails. The belt has a ton of details. A large bronze buckle is the centerpiece of the belt with two large bones and studs chained to it hanging beneath. To the side of the bones we have large leather straps with metal rivets. Underneath the belt we have a black fur cloth material. On the back side of the belt, we have more of those large leather straps with even more black fur covering this area. Taking off the belt and cloth to get a better look, we can see the large thighs on the ogre. Dark purple skin with more of those huge muscles. If we look closely, we can see sculpted in veins. The legs have more of that matching black armor, with large spiked bones. The armor here is very worn out, with scratches and dents and chipped paint. The four-toed ogre feet has very large veins sculpted in his bare foot. Let's check out the articulation. We have a ball-jointed head, arms that rotate all around and open and close, elbow that rotates and bends forward, the wrist rotates but is heavily blocked by the wrist guards. You can remove them to regain more articulation. We have a ball-jointed waist. And now that we get to the legs, they can be a bit of an issue for some people. The way the joints connect makes the right leg too tight and raises the left leg along with it when you bend it. The left leg can independently move on its own without bothering the right leg, moving forward and opening. Moving the legs backwards is blocked by the sculpting of the butt. The thighs rotate. Knees bend back and rotate. We have a rotating ankle, with feet that also rotate with a stiff up and down bend. Let's take another look at the ogre's legs, without the armor in the way. So we can see that one leg lifts the other as they're both tightly connected through the crotch joint. The leg with the pin joint can move freely, while the joint with the socket grabs onto both. It is possible to move the leg freely, but as you can see there is heavy resistance and jerking it too hard could cause damage. There are roundabout ways to lift the leg up. You can set him in the sitting position, then just move the free leg down. This tight joint is mainly the only real issue with the articulation on this figure, but you can take it apart and loosen the joints yourself, or just be more careful in the way you pose it. For the accessories, they come tightly wrapped in a small bundle. We have a small handle with pegs for the axe head and spike, a medium-sized version, and the large version that connects to the smaller handle. We have a small spike for the tip of the handles, and a large axe head that sockets into any of the handles. Using different combination of parts, we can form a small one-handed axe, a medium-sized axe more suited to fit the ogre, and combining the large and small pieces, we can create a two-handed axe. The detachable helmet is sculpted very nicely and is made of a soft plastic. The helmet simply rests over Argemedes' head and has a perfect fit. The soft rubber chest armor can detach from the ogre. It has two small buckles on the back that secure the armor to the body. To install the armor, simply place it on his shoulders and lock the straps in place on the lower back. The size of the ogre is a feature in itself. They tower over the smaller goblins, and normal sized figures only reach the chest in height. The ogres have a pretty heavy weight to them too. When comparing them to the trolls don't have that much more height on an ogre, but they make up for it in their massive size. Ogres feel to be a great spot in the Mythic Legions toy line, especially when you don't have room for a troll but you still want a hulking monster. Argemedes is my first look into the ogres from the Mythic Legions, and I am impressed. Everything I love about the toy line is just created at a bigger scale. I love the small details that you can only see close up, like the rough skin texture and the veins. And while the paint is usually great on Mythic Legions anyways, the larger scale of the figures only cement the accuracy of the paint jobs. Nothing sloppy on the finer, smaller details on this job. The figure is rather large and heavy, and I can see why all the joints are really tight and stiff. Having a weak ankle would be a disaster on something that weighs this much, so there was definitely a need for the tightness. Although the leg situation has me wondering why they didn't apply any oil to the joints, so that they stayed stiff but didn't lock up into place. You'll see many fixes posted online, but for the one that the 4 Horsemen recommends is taking it apart using hot water or air, and loosening up the joints as it's cooling. If you feel uncomfortable taking your figures apart, you can always get around the tightness of the joint by using the alternate posing methods I showed earlier in the video. As for the figure's accessories, the modular axe is pretty cool and gives a lot of options for posing the figures, but still it is only one weapon. Especially for a Forge Master, I would have enjoyed a hammer type weapon. One thing I noticed with ogres is that they really don't have their own unique parts to them, as most of them share the same chest, belt, and wrist armor. I really hope to see them improve on the accessories and add shoulder armor, as there are sockets for it on the back. Overall, Argemedes is a great figure. I love the color of the skin, the Cyclops eye, and his background story. Out of all the ogre figures, he really screams bad guy to me, so it makes a fine boss character for your legions to fight. Argemedes towering over all your other figures would make an excellent addition to anyone's army, and his unique paint job would only help him stand out even more. Alright guys, that's it for this review. More reviews are coming soon, so check out my other videos while you wait.